Hello everybody. Today I'm running an all Celtics team, my Celtics legacy roster. Some of the best players from Boston, past and present. Gonna match up today against the Houston Rockets. You know they've got LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, you know, the usual. Throw in Anthony Hardaway, Patrick Ewing, a few other players. He has a talented roster. It should be a good matchup. We'll see how it shakes out. I'm going to go ahead and show him right away that Gerald Green is going to have to do more than dunk and drive, spot up for a couple threes. He's going to have to defend Paul Pierce today. He better be on guard. I will shoot it in his face. Paul Pierce is equipped with Deadeye, and I will use it. Got Rondo going to bring down the court. I'm going to try to get the ball over here to Robert Parish. He's no good. We're going to look inside again. Nothing. So we're going to give it to the ace. Larry Bird, nothing. We're going to give it to Robert Parish, nothing. We're going to give it to John Havlicek, and he does a little pull-up, but he doesn't get any Boston love. But the Chief is there to clean it up. Now, if we're talking about the Boston Celtics, I mean, unless you've been living under an NBA rock this offseason, you know that they are not the same team that we have been familiar with over the past 5 to 10 years. I mean, Doc Rivers is gone, Paul Pierce is gone, KG is gone, to a lesser extent Ray Allen and Jet Terry are now gone. Pieces of Doc, of course, Doc's in Clipperland out there in LA, gonna try to win the Western Conference, and Boston is bold enough to ship, you know, two of their other superstars in Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, who I, along with many other people, thought would retire as a Celtic, right over the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, that's pretty bold. I mean, it's a future strategy. It's a win now strategy for Brooklyn. Boston is loaded up now with 3 future first-round draft picks and potentially a look at Jabari Parker or an Andrew Wiggins in this next upcoming draft. I don't know. It's going to be rough sailing here for some of these Boston faithful who are accustomed to winning. I mean, there have been low points over time throughout the great years. Paul Pierce struggled early on, and even before Larry Bird showed up, the Boston Celtics were not exactly the powerhouse team that most people know and love. And that's not to say that the Celtics don't have any pieces left. You've still got Avery Bradley. You've still got Jared Sullinger. You add in Kelly Olynyk, the Canadian from Gonzaga University, via the draft. Actually a trade from Dallas with the 13th pick. So there is some youth. There is some talent. But where is it going to go from there? The best player that you do have on your roster is coming off an injury in Rajon Rondo. And it wasn't that long ago that Danny Ainge was entertaining the offer of trading him, Rajon Rondo, heads up for Pau Gasol. So how confident really are they in building their franchise around this player? I mean, he's definitely very talented, but he bumped head with the last coach, and Doc Rivers, who's highly respected across. And he brings in a very young coach and an inexperienced coach at the NBA level in Brad Stevens. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that relationship meshes over these next seasons, if it meshes at all. We'll see how it develops. It's not going to be an overnight success. It will be a work in progress. That I will guarantee you. They could potentially scrape into the playoffs into these next few seasons, but I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to shed salary. I think they want to hit it big in the draft. I would be very surprised if all the players involved on the team right now are still there in 3 years. And I don't mean all the players. I mean the big players, including the coach, Brad Stevens. Because he might as well be a player. He's young enough to suit up. He could probably go out there and play. But this is the Boston Garden. This is not Indiana. Have you ever seen where Butler played? It's an awesome joint. It gets crazy loud in there. But it is not Boston Garden. Not even close. And before anybody jumps down my neck jumps on my back. You can go ahead and jump off of it because I know it's not the Boston Garden anymore. It's the Toronto Dominion Garden, but I can't stand calling it that. I'll probably always call it the Boston Garden. It sucks they don't call it the Boston Garden. You know, it sucks they got to sell out all sorts of fields and arenas. I'm sure the Boston Bruins aren't pleased they have to call it the TD Garden either because there's ice under the floor. You know, when the Celtics aren't playing, they're pucking it up out there. The first quarter is going to go ahead and come to a close here. We're going to break into the second. I got Doc Rivers at the point. Got KG on the floor. You know, Ray Allen, he's going to migrate over here to the corner looking for his shot. Paul Pierce is still trying to exploit the defense. Doug Collins D's him up, stands him up, forces the miss. Kobe Bryant runs to the other side and knocks down the lethal mid-range shot. Signature skill or not, it is nearly unstoppable. Kobe Bryant, his mid-range game is sickening. Sometimes it feels like you can't do anything to stop it. Paul Pierce, he's not scared. He's going to come right back at you. Kobe Bryant, you know, he's a battle of wills. He's going to force it. He has to pick up his dribble because Ray Allen's defense is too intense. He catches me slipping, playing a little bit of off-ball D, trying to force him into a bad pass. He makes the correct pass, hits Doug Collins. I really enjoy running with this Celtics legacy roster. There's so much talent, so many different players to choose from. To get an active 12, I have to leave guys on the bench. There's a lot of players that I've yet to acquire that I would love to play with. Guys like Bill Russell, possibly the best post defender in this game. A guy like Kevin McHale who can do it all. You know, a guy like Sam Jones who a lot of people consider the second best two guard in this MyTeam mode. I mean, I've only seen Sam Jones maybe 2 or 3 times ever playing. I've probably seen more, well, I know I've seen more of his gameplay through a few of the commentators' channels that have been fortunate enough to get that poll. You see Ray Allen and Bill Walton about to check in. You know, Bill Walton, the deadhead, he's always got something to say.
Now we have our second question. Okay. From Tom Ernest. And he wants
2 Toms.
2 Toms.
Is that all we have in Celtic Nation?
I know we only have Toms. A lot of Irish
As long as you're there, Molly, they'll still be watching.
Thank you, Bill. All right. So, second question: what player do you feel reflects your game or plays like you did in today's NBA?
The game has changed so much. The players today are so much bigger, so much stronger, so much more physically gifted, and all the enhancements that they use from the better equipment, from the better training, from the better techniques, the much smarter approach to how you play. So, my favorite players in the game over the last few years have been Steve Nash and Pau Gasol, because their game is not based at all on physical prowess. They would be great Celtics. What Rondo does, Rondo's the one I cheer for the loudest. Steve Nash is not playing at all right now, and Pau Gasol is struggling right now. So, but when there's a big game, I like Rondo. Because Rondo, he's one of those special players. We always want more, and the Celtics will not win the championship unless Rondo becomes the best player in the league. The guy who, when it's all right there at the very end, he's going to make the play. And you do that over the course of a season, over the course of a game, over the course of a series, and you become the champion. But Rondo's game and the creativity, the imagination, the stone face, and just everything so cool. And Tom, I'm going to go with an aging Steve, an aging Pau who have been at the championship level for so long and they're worn down now. But Rondo, beautiful. He is a creation of the dreamers, a creation of the visionaries, a creation of the people who want the world to be better and they know how to get it done.
Well, great.
A creation of the people who want the world to be better. Really, Bill? Really, Bill Walton? That's what Rajon Rondo is. I mean, damn. I know he can play. I know he went to the University of Kentucky. They don't have scrubs starting there. I know this guy has won a world championship. But, Bill, you were on some other stuff there. What Rajon Rondo lacks is a consistent jump shot. I mean, that's the biggest thing holding this guy back. It's the biggest thing that has held this guy back since he's came into the league. He can play defense. He can dish the ball. He can be that coach on the floor. But you can give him 5 feet. You can give him 3.5 feet at the free throw line, and he might not want to take that shot. And perhaps that bringing in Brad Stevens is going to be the key. You know, Doc Rivers was never that jump shooting type point guard. Maybe something changes. Maybe something clicks for Rondo along the way. You can see Houston's actually got back into this game. They're up by 3. Rondo with another turnover. Larry Bird's going to go over here. Just a little bit of pressure on LeBron. Knocks him off balance. LeBron gets it back, but he bricks. Johnny gets it back. Larry Bird coming down court with a head of steam. A little razzle-dazzle coming out of Indiana State. He shows him that he can still play. He is athletic. He may be white. He may be slow, but he will do things like that to embarrass you in front of your friends and family. Don't get it twisted. He is one of the best players in NBA 2k13 and MyTeam mode. You better believe it. And if you don't believe it, at some point somebody will show you.
Did you see that? Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We've got to see that in the last half of the game. Paul Pierce playing very well. He has 12.
We're into the second half. Larry Bird to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce back to Larry. Larry goes up for the dunksy with the 87 dunk intensity. You don't see that very often out of the legend. He's got Kobe Bryant coming down the floor. He's roaming the arc, looking for an opportunity. Here comes LeBron for the pick. James cuts to the hole, but Kobe elects to pull up. He drains that. Like I said, that mid-range game is tough. Don't give him any space. But he's sleeping on defense, so I go ahead and trot down court real quick. Get that 2 points back. He wants to do it again. He's got another guy that can run down court and fly. Maybe one of the best in the game in Penny. Big Penny Hardaway. You better get back on defense because Rondo's coming. He hits Larry with the A all green. You better pay attention to the trailer. He wants to push it. He likes this up-tempo game. I can deal with that. I can play defense. I can adapt to his up-tempo. I'll call the 1-3-1 whenever I feel like he's got a mismatch. Force him to shoot it. Outlet pass. Easy points. Turn that bad three-point shot into easy points on the other end. Try to get back on defense. Gerald Green's just too wide open. Paul Pierce is too slow to get back. I'm going to look for Johnny Havlicek on the end. He takes it to the hole, but Kobe plays some defense, squares him up, bumps him off. He's back the other way. LeBron's driving. He wants to take advantage of Larry Bird, thinks he's too slow, but I'm going to call for backup. 1-3-1 zone. Collapse the defense. Back out. We're putting pressure on him. We don't want to get a shot. Shot clock's getting low. Gerald Green in the corner, and he misses. Patrick Ewing, he's too big, but instead of going back up, he wants to kick it out, and he blows it. Rajon Rondo is there. And I see far too much of that in MyTeam mode, and I myself am guilty of that. Looking for that three-point ball when you should just let the big do his work and get those points. Partially our fault for wanting to chuck threes, partially 2K's fault for making the post game a bit too difficult, making the three too easy. What are you going to do? One thing we should do is get back on defense. Derrick Rose is there. He's flashing down the court and putting it in the rim. I try to rush it back with a quick response. Take a bad shot. Kobe Bryant's in my face. He's going the other way. Derrick Rose has got it. That's not a good situation, but we D him up. We play a double team. We play the passing lane. Larry Bird is there. He's got the quick hands, and he fouls me. I really do like Ray Allen in the sixth-man role for this Celtics team. Excellent three-point shooter off the bench. Good offensive weapon. A little bit to be desired on oddball defense, but you know, if you got other superstars on your team, you can adapt. You can generally recover for one defensive liability on the floor. They catch me on a bad rotation, gets an open shot, nobody's boxing out, followed with a putback. Easy 2 points. It's a tie ball game, 47-47. I feel like I'm outplaying this guy, but the score surely does not reflect it. I'm making some more bad passes. I get a good pass inside. Robert Parish, the Chief. He's too big inside. It's a nice little one-hander. We better get back on defense, though. There's another one of those fast break scores. Not getting back in transition. The computer's not there. I'm not there. We get a nice recovery 3-point bucket right there. Show them that we're still in control of this ball game. We got a minute left in the third quarter. He's got LeBron. He wants to attack Larry Bird. I can smell it. He's calling for the pick. Easy as cake. Switch isn't there. Larry's foot speed can't help it. LeBron is gone. Rondo to the other end. He's going to bully his way down here. And the bully ball achieves results. Rondo is headed to the free throw line where he knocks down an A+ attempt. And then just to show that he wasn't joking, he go ahead and follows that with another A+. Somebody must be practicing with Ray Allen on the side still. Back to the other end. Kobe Bryant sees Gerald Green. Gerald Green makes an attempt, pulls back out. I don't have faith that Gerald Green can get inside. Slack off, triple team him. We think we're going to get this turnover, but Patrick Ewing with a nice cut. Excellent offensive awareness, bailing out Gerald Green, getting under the basket. Exactly what a big man's supposed to do. As I force a terrible shot with Paul Pierce, he's off and running again. Kobe Bryant's got the ball. I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant is where his offense is going to flow, you know, into the late stretches of this game. I can tell him and LeBron are his best players. A little bit of Patrick Ewing mixed in. Kobe's roaming the arc. We've got some good pressure over there in the corner, but LeBron lets me slide with the jump shot. Into the fourth, Kobe Bryant's got the ball. Makes a bad pass, kick out pass. Ray Allen is there. I speed down court trying to get a hop step tray, but there's too much pressure. I missed that. He's got Rose flying down to the other end. He's open, takes another difficult shot, misses that. Patrick Ewing is there yet again, gives it back to Kobe. And Kobe facilitates the ball right back to Patrick Ewing for an easy 2 points under the hoop. This one looks like it's going to be pretty close. Got Rondo, a little isolation game, hit him with a spin move, repeat spin move, trying to force something, see what I can get. Larry Bird with the A clang. I mean, that's a pretty good shot, but just ugly off the front of the rim. Kobe Bryant right back down to the other end for 2 points. He is back up by 3 again, giving me a hard time. I got to put Doc Rivers into the game. Let's get some coaching. Let's get some discipline into these players. Let's get the ball to Larry Bird. You know what he's going to do. Larry Bird puts it in the hoop. But even with Doc Rivers, my transition defense is garbage. Other 2 points right to the rack with LeBron James. He is just attacking the hoop nonstop. But at this point, Larry Bird has seen enough, and he decides that it's time to start taking this game over.
Often do you have the opportunity to see someone do something really well? That chance may come up tonight when Boston meets Chicago as the National Basketball Association playoffs began. Bernard Goldberg reports.
He may just be an Indiana country boy, the self-described hick from French Lick. But on the court, Larry Bird is the complete sophisticate.
What a shot by Bird!
Trying to stop Larry Bird, one opponent said, is like trying to put a harness on the wind. You just can't do it.
Got it! Oh, boy, what a play!
He simply is the best basketball player that's come along up to now.
He's not very fast. He doesn't jump that high. He's not very quick, and he's certainly not the strongest guy in the NBA, but by by golly, he's the greatest basketball player on earth.
Larry Bird has become a genuine American hero, not just because of his all-around talent, but because he is, in sneakers and short pants, the American work ethic. He comes to practice first and leaves last. He's willing to risk his body diving for basketballs the way few players would dare.
I think a lot of blue-collar people can relate to me because a lot of people work hard for their money. I enjoy playing basketball, and I enjoy being at the top. I love to be considered as one of the best players in the game, but staying there is part, and I think if I keep working and keep my attitude like it is, I'll be able to stay there for a while.
He got his first basketball when he was 4 and has been bouncing one ever since. He grew up blue-collar poor. For a while, he even drove a garbage truck.
A lot of times you see him taking a shot and you say, good, I'm glad he took that shot, and then it goes in, and it breaks your heart. That's not luck. I guess they say Larry practices more than anybody, and they say the more you practice, the luckier you get.
And he's got another old-fashioned virtue, courage, the courage to be accountable. When the game comes down to just one shot, Larry Bird wants to take it. And what do opposing coaches want when Larry Bird gets the ball?
Help, help. That's my favorite word when he gets the ball. Help.
So Larry Bird is a happy-go-lucky 29-year-old doing what he likes doing best. And he calls himself the Hick from French Lick.
If I was spending times in high school reading my homework and reading the books and working on different things scholastically, instead of thinking about basketball all the time, where would I be? I don't think I'd be making the money that I'm making now, so I'm happy with what I'm doing.
He's happy, and so are his fans.
Got it! Ball game's over. Boston wins.
We're going to come over here and get one more hop step. That's it for the commentary today. I'm going to let this game ride out to a little bit of Irish music, so enjoy.